Not so good news on the economic front this morning, as a new report found inflation rates on certain goods have increased more than expected here in the U.S. In fact, some of the inflation rates tripled what they were expecting to see. That's bad news for consumers, obviously, but the question is, what does it mean for the future? Obviously, you have an administration that is threatening the Federal Reserve if they don't lower federal interest rates. That rate cut hasn't happened. In fact, rates were increased during the Biden administration to curtail inflation, which seemingly has worked to some effect. But if inflation is going back up, how would the Fed cut rates? Well, the White House still says they expect them to next month. Investors aren't so sure, however. Some believe they could still cut rates. Others believe that it may just stay where it is for now. But the reasoning is because it's not just inflation the Federal Reserve has to worry about. It's the job market. And when interest rates are high, fewer jobs generally are created. And that's something that one expert on CNBC brought up this morning. But of course, he had a few barbs against the White House. Take a look.
I find it fascinating and listening to Treasury Secretary Bessent talk about the reasons for these rate cuts are the softening job market, which, you know what? Maybe it is a softening job market. With that said, what we heard from the administration last week was those revisions were rigged and it was a political hit job. So my point is you really can't have it both ways. Either the job market is softening and the revisions are legit, or the revisions weren't legit and the job market is robust.
And that's exactly right. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics came under fire from the administration, not only because it had a weak jobs report for July, but it also did revisions to the numbers in May and June that brought the job gains originally reported down significantly. Now, that's common. That happened many times during the Biden administration, and Republicans pointed to that as a sign of economic struggles. Of course, now with Republicans in control of every branch of government, they're trying to tamp down the impact of those numbers or claim that there was some tomfoolery at the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, which, of course, there's no evidence of. They fired the head of the department, and they have put in their own person, and there's some question as to whether or not that's going to put doubt in the next jobs report when that comes out, usually the first Friday of the new month. So a lot to digest right now. Obviously, there's a lot of different factors coming in. Some inflation numbers came in a little bit lower than expected, but now some are coming in higher as the tariffs are beginning to take a bit of a stronger hold. And we're kind of seeing how the economic impact of that begins to shake out as we're heading into arguably the most critical time of year for retailers, especially the holiday shopping season. So the question now is, how will consumers respond if prices continue to go up? And what will that do not only to the markets, but especially the job markets, as there is clear evidence that job growth is slowing significantly here in the United States. Where do you think that we're headed next? Leave your comments in the comments section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos like this in the days ahead.